there's an ass for every car seat. And Stellantis has decided to cast out a net to drag in the last of the stragglers and stick them in Dodge Charger Daytona EVs. Now, I know a lot of you guys are like, okay, we get the point. You hate the Charger, you hate EVs, move on, talk about something else. I can't help this. This is like a guilty pleasure of mine. I've been doing videos on this car since the day they introduced it because it was just so ridiculous. I mean, right from the get-go with the crazy noises and it was stupid, just stupid, right? I didn't think it would actually get to production, but sure enough, it did get to production. So just to give you the short version in case you haven't been following along, early 2024, Dodge builds tens of thousands of these things, and they all end up sitting in storage facilities, like for the whole year. They're bricked. They come off the assembly line and they're bricked. So now Stellantis Dodge has to send a technician to each of these cars to reanimate it, whatever they did, so that they could ship them. And by this time, it's 2025. So now the dealers are getting already year-old leftover cars. They get to the dealers and they brick themselves again. So now the dealers have to go through whatever mojo mumbo jumbo to fire them back up again. And now they start hawking them to the public. I believe they sold about 3,000 of them so far. I could be wrong, but I've been kind of keeping track. You know, it sold about 3,000 out of how many thousands that they built. And even after they're delivered to people, they're still having problems. Most of them are having problems. So now, I'm not directly involved in this. So there's a couple of channels that I follow because they report on these things all the time. So shout out to TK's Garage, OC Motivator, Butter the Insider. So it's through their channels that I kind of keep up. And a Facebook group that I've been following. Do I look too happy about this? No, I don't want to look happy about this. Facebook group called Dodge Charger Daytona EV. That's it. So to bring it up on the latest with this, the dealers are stuck with these cars. They can't move them. They were listed at like $70,000 for the regular RT and then like $80,000 for the Scat Pack. I don't even know what these things mean exactly. It's the same car with different software, right? But it's a $10,000 difference. So they got these things for like $70,000 and $80,000. Now they start dropping the prices. They take $10,000 off, $20,000 off, $30,000 off. They're in the $30,000 to $40,000 off range, or about half price. And now they're trickling out. People are buying them, although I've yet to see a single one on the road here in the Nashville area. There may be one or two out there, but I haven't seen one yet. All right, so on top of the price cuts, God only knows how much money collectively they're all losing on this. But on top of the price cuts, they're doing these lease deals. So the best one that I've seen so far, and it's popped up at a couple different places, is $1,199 down. So $1,200 down and $199 a month. It's like they're giving them away, right? But see, that's where the craziness of this whole Charger fiasco comes in, because while they're cutting the price in half off from the dealers, and they've got these lease deals that are like too good to pass up. Although if you got half a brain, you would pass it up. We'll get to that. There are people paying astronomical amounts. So I'm watching the videos, OC Motivator and TK's Garage. I'm watching their videos, and they're telling a story about this YouTuber. Now you think, okay, YouTuber, they're probably going to give him a free car, right? Good ink, good press, and everything. No, this YouTuber, I won't even mention the name of the channel. I don't know why, but I just won't mention the name of the channel. If you're really curious, you can find out. But I did check up on it, and yes, in his own words, by his own admission, this guy is spending, get this, $1,700 a month. $1,700 a month for a Daytona EV. That's a mortgage payment. This is a YouTuber. This is somebody who should have got the car for free. But like I said, I wouldn't have taken somebody else's word for it. I actually went to his channel, and yeah, he tells the story. Like he's proud of this. He's got this car and it's costing him $1,700 a month. It's insanity. The whole thing is just insanity. This Facebook group, the Dodge Charger Daytona EV Facebook group. So there's about 760, 770 members of it. It's always going up and down the number. Members of this group. And recently they did a poll. How many of you have had problems with your cars? How many of them had to return to the dealer? Right? So as it turns out, by the results of this poll, only 25% of the people who bought these cars that are on this group had relatively no problems, meaning that they didn't have to return it to the dealer for anything. They haven't been, bricked, didn't have to get towed in or anything like that. 25%. That's a 75% failure rate. 75%. 3/4 of the cars that leave the dealer have a failure, a major failure of some sort. The page, that's all it is. It's post after post after post of people having, my frunk won't open, the turtle light comes on. What the hell's a freaking turtle light? I can't charge it past 80%. My 12-volt battery goes dead. That's a common problem with these cars. Their 12-volt battery goes dead. Why this EV that has thousands of volts, a big giant 2,000-pound battery, needs a 12-volt battery to keep going? There's reasons, but evidently that's a major issue with these cars. The 12-volt battery goes bad, and then they got to jump it off or get a jump pack in there to fire it up. This is how bad this Daytona or the Charger EV thing is. Right? We've had lead-acid batteries now for we've had lead-acid batteries for 150 years. They've been in cars for, over 100 years, way over 100 years. But it wasn't until now that they have regular failures. The Charger can't keep a simple conventional lead-acid battery together, much less everything else that's in the car. This is a common problem. So half the posts, maybe 3/4 of the posts, are people talking about failures and issues that they've had with the cars. And then, insanely enough, there's a percentage of them that jump into the group and it's like, yes, I'm going to go to the dealer tomorrow and pick one up. Lemmings! I've never, ever, I could not conceive of this. You're going to make this major investment. You go to a page that's dedicated. Okay, there's all of the videos. There's all the information out there right now to tell you that these things are turds. They're radioactive turds. You go to a Facebook page that features these cars. And everybody's complaining. They got pictures of their cars on the rollback. They got pictures of their cars being towed out of here and bricked there. And all of the horror stories. And yet, yes, I can't wait to pick mine up. Okay, so here. This is a post from today. Adam Hassan. My Daytona just hit 1,000 miles today. And as I'm turning it on to leave work, all the dash lights came on. The car won't move. The steering wheel won't turn. The car won't shut off. Is this the bricking issue everyone is talking about? Has anyone had this issue? Is it a software issue or a 12-volt battery? And all of these cars were recalled for this major software update that evidently it fixed some problems, but it created other problems. Update, same guy, update. The car finally turned off, but now won't unlock. Very good, he shut the car off. He finally got it to stop running, if you call it running, and now he can't get the doors unlocked. This is, wait, I tell you what, I gotta read you some more of these. Okay, this is so typical. So I'm gonna show you a screenshot of this page, right? Eddie Erb, guy's name is. 11 days, 509 miles, the amount it took for me to get a brick. Service electrical system. Anyone have any luck getting out of their lease? This guy's trying to get out of his lease. There's a picture of his car on the rollback, okay? The very next post under his, Dale Coleman. Getting ready to sign up in the next couple of days. The lease is great. Selling it to myself. You literally could not make this up. Nobody could make this up. Here's another one. Oh, this is great. Eric Henry Rude. I can't get creep mode to turn off. Every time I try it, it immediately reverts back to being on. Anyone else experienced this and figured out how to fix it? Eric is worried about creep mode. Eric, you drive an EV that has a fake exhaust that makes fake engine sounds as you drive down the road. Eric, you can't turn creep mode off. It's literally built into the car. That's it. Learn to live with it. Robert Austin. Every time I come to this page, I find you guys talking about a new problem. I haven't noticed any talk about mileage achieved per charge. Are the cars getting the advertised range with the AC on? It's like he's asking like regular questions, right? But there are no regular questions like that being asked or posts like that being made. And the very next post, David Bradshaw. I had dealer update. Now the car steadily has electric issues. Warning: go to dealer with the red wrench and the car when turn car off and get back in, it's all gone working. Awesome, happens daily. Yesterday, speedometer was flashing and seatbelt lights were flashing while wife and I were in seatbelts. The car is possessed. Last time the speedometer was flashing, car bricked, had to be towed, 20 days old. But people are still lining up because they think it's a great lease deal. I'm sorry. I mean, I feel bad for these people, but I feel bad in a way that, like, I want to give them like a balloon and a cupcake. And, you know what I mean? It's like, here's one, Peter Bowen. This sort of reminds me when they did the turbine cars, the Chrysler turbine cars. The electric Chargers are going to be cult classics in the future. Peter, you would have much more luck going to AutoZone or O'Reilly's right now and ordering a engine rebuild kit for your Chrysler turbine car than you would 5 years down the road finding somebody to do a software update on your electric EV. Dude, you have a cult classic planter. It's a flower planter. That's all it could ever be in the future. I can keep going on. I don't want to keep going on with this. But this one is the best. But we'll end it with this. This one is the best. Okay. Alexander Martinez. Dumb question. How do you remote start? It will turn on but once I open the door. I tried it once and it worked. After that, it won't do it. Okay, maybe my reading comprehension is off. But to summarize, Alexander Martinez wants to know how to remote start his electric car. He wants to be able to remotely start the electric motor. Alexander, it's an electric car. There's nothing to remote start. You get in, you push the button, you cross your fingers, and that's it. It's running. You can't remote start an electric car. A balloon and a cupcake. I know. Leave this thing alone. Let it die. Let it go. I can't, guys. I can't. This is too good. This is like Revenge of the Scorned Mopar dude, right? Okay. The Charger Daytona EV. And oh, that's the other thing too. Now they've decided that they're going to discontinue the Charger Daytona EV because it's not a very popular car. But they're not actually discontinuing the car or the package or the idea or anything like that, just the name. So they'll repackage it as something else, just to get away from the reputation that it's earning every minute. No, the Charger is not an experiment. It's not a car. It's an IQ test. The Charger Daytona EV is an IQ test. It's the greatest failure, the single greatest failure in the history of the American automobile. This makes the Edsel look like a sterling achievement in mechanical and marketing genius. Let's get them all balloons and cupcakes. See you tomorrow.